So there's a truck in front of me. It's an old pickup truck. I'm guessing like a little Mazda something or other, or maybe a Ford Ranger. It's a real tiny little thing. But the bed of it has been removed. So there's nothing like covering the back wheels. It's like they tried to make a homemade flatbed, but they didn't make it as wide as the original. So the bed itself, or the flat portion, is only like maybe 3.5 feet wide. But the thing is, there's nothing covering the back tires, and it's raining right now, and the ground is wet. So when it accelerates, there's water like shooting up into the air, about 6 or 7 feet in the air, kind of like a jet ski does when it has the vent hole in the back. So we got some bad news. I told you this morning how I was taking Mary Jane to work and dropping her off. Well, now I'm headed to pick her up, and because her car is being serviced for the air conditioning, and they want $445 plus tax to fix it. All it needs is a new hose line for the Freon to travel through. They want to put some dye in it so the next time that, if there is a leak, they can find it easier. And then they want to recharge the Freon, or the R134, or whatever it is. And I can do that myself. I've recharged AC in a car before, and it's worked just fine. I did it in Mary Jane's car, and we actually got some cold air out of it. It's just there was a leak in the hose, and so if there's a leak, there's a leak. So really, we just need the hose replaced, and I can do the rest. So I called the guy to ask about it and be like, what do we actually need done here? And he said the majority of your cost is the labor. So I'm thinking, okay, I don't know how long it takes to get the old line out and put the new one in. That could take plenty of time, but to me, if it takes more than like a few hours, shoot, you're charging $100 an hour for labor, because the parts itself, like the hose, I looked them up online, they're like $85-$90. They're not that expensive. And then the recharge, obviously you got to pay for the can of Freon, or I think it's 134. But again, those are only $25-$30, so you're looking at $130 there. So that brings you down to $320. So it takes a few hours. You're getting, between $50 and $100 an hour, depending on how long it takes. Should have been a mechanic. I know I talked about money this morning. Maybe it was yesterday. I don't remember. These videos all run together. It's hard doing 2 of them a day. You don't always remember what you talked about. Especially when I upload last night and this morning at the same time. So I don't always remember which one was when. But a lot of money talk lately. But, that's almost $500 that we don't necessarily have to throw at this car right now. That's, we've had for just over a year. Maybe 2 years. And it's a 2010, so it's not super old. My car's a 2007, and it's in great condition. Yeah, my check engine light is on right now, but it could be because my gas cap is loose. But, cars just don't run like they used to. My first car was in 1992. I was born in 1990. That car was 2 years younger than me when I started driving it. And I didn't get my license till 2006. So by that time, the car was 14 years old, and I drove it until I crashed it in 2010. 2010? 2011. Crashed in 2011. Not on purpose, obviously. But, so by that time, the car was almost 20 years old, and it ran great. Had trouble starting once in a while, but that was because it still had the second battery. It had its battery replaced one time in all the time that it had been used. It was my grandparents' car. It was their Florida car, so it stayed in Florida, and then after my grandpa died, my grandma brought it back up north, and I bought it from her. So, that car ran for 20 years great. The only thing it needed was a new battery and an oil change every once in a while. Then after that, I bought a cheapo car because I was in college and didn't have a whole lot of money. I bought a 1991 Lincoln Town Car off a 400-pound gentleman who had destroyed the driver's seat. It had tears and the padding was gone. I mean, the car was not physically, aesthetically pleasing to look at. But it ran. It did exactly what I needed to do. It had a V8 engine in it, just like my Cadillac did. And, I held on to it for another 4 years. I drove it from 2011. No, not 4 years. 3 years. I drove it from January 2011 to November of... No, not 3 years. 2 years. I drove it from January 2011 to November of 2013. So almost 3 years. Almost. A couple months shy of 3 years. But, it did what I needed it to do, and then I had my full-time job, and I was getting a good income, so I bought myself a 2007 Chrysler 300, which is the car I do these videos in now. Runs great. It's a sturdy car. It's got the same chassis as the Dodge Challenger, so it's got the sporty and the kind of luxury kind of combined together. So, it's nice. It'll be paid off at the end of this year, and I'll own it free and clear. And then I'll continue to drive it until I can't anymore. And then I'll probably upgrade to another 300 because I really like it. My plan is to upgrade in 2020, so 3 years from now. But we bought Mary Jane's 2010 Traverse a couple years ago when we found out we were pregnant. So we bought a bigger car. She was driving a Ford Focus, a little hatchback Ford Focus. And let me tell you, trying to get a car seat in there and baby stuff and all that, it just wasn't going to work. So we bought a much bigger car, our family car. And that's the one we take most places. But, the air conditioning is not working, and she needs to take the car to Arizona later in the month. Excuse me, that was disgusting. Later in the month, she's taking it to Arizona with her mom and Ellie to go to a wedding. And it's going to be hot there, and they want the air conditioning to work, so we're getting it fixed. It needs to be fixed. I tried it once already. There's a leak in the hose. There's nothing I can do about that. If I had the tools, I could replace it myself. But I don't, so I need a professional. Simple as that. So, unfortunately, we have to shell out the cash for it. But essentially what it came down to is I called the guy back and I said, hey, just do the hose. Just replace the hose for me. I'll do the rest. I'll recharge the Freon. I'll fill it up. I'll get it running and everything like that. But so it brought it down about another $100 just because it's not going to take the time to do the recharge and everything, which does take quite a bit of time. Like I said, I've done it before, so it's not a quick job if you want it done right. So that's what we're looking at right now. It's a little unfortunate, but necessary, which can be said for a lot of things these days. Sorry, pause for a second. I had to pay attention to the road. Some people, it's like I said, it's raining, but it's not like stormy. It's just rain falling from a cloudy sky. People are driving extremely cautiously for some reason. So I'm going to pay attention to that for a minute. But I'll keep talking because I can. Well, like I said, we take her car most places. It's our trip car, our road trip car, our family car. It's got Ellie's car seat in it. All that good stuff. And even when I go, run quick errands, it might be more economical to take the smaller car, my car. But the thing about it is, I have to back my car into the garage. We have a 2-car garage, but it's really just a 2-car garage. Like, there's no extra room on the sides. It's just like 20 feet by 20 feet. And with all of our storage stuff in there, my tools, and our 2 cars, it takes up a lot of space. So we want to park the cars as close to each other as possible. So I back in, and Mary Jane pulls in forward, so our passenger side doors are close to each other, but we have room on the driver's side to get in and out. And backing it in the driveway and getting in the right position takes a little bit of time, so I like to leave my car in there once I have it parked, and then I take hers, I back it out and pull it in forward if I need to go anywhere. We kind of have to know the layout of our driveway and stuff like that for this to really make sense, but trust us, it's the best solution. But yeah, so that's what's going on right now. Her car's getting fixed, and I told the guy to go ahead and do it. We'll find the extra $350 somewhere. But like I said, it's about $100 less plus tax, but we're saving ourselves some money. Because money's tight. I'm a teacher. I don't make a whole lot of money. I'm still paying student loans. We have our car payments. We bought a house 6 months ago, so we have a higher mortgage payment than we were paying in rent. And we have a baby who costs us a lot of money in food and diapers and things like that. But that's motivation to potty train, people. Save yourself some money on diapers by potty training your kids. Right? Right. So the issue here is there's this semi-truck in the left lane that doesn't want to get over. And so he's holding everybody up going 60 miles an hour on the interstate, 58 miles an hour. Alright, now he moved. Let's see if we can get a little bit move on now. And I'm not trying to go fast. I mean, Mary Jane doesn't get off work until 5. It's only 10 after 4 right now. But, so I'm just cruising along. So hopefully I can get there at a reasonable time and she'll be off work. But I'm just trying to go 70. I mean, that's the speed limit after all. Set the cruise at 70 and just get home. Well, get to her office. Alright, this video is just droning on. I'm not really talking about anything anymore. Point is, it's upsetting that we have to shell out that money for the car, but it needs to be done. And I'm headed to pick up Mary Jane. I'll probably have to drop her off tomorrow too, because the car's just going to hang on to it till it's done. So we'll start the video again then. See you in the morning. Bye-bye.